Good morning, everyone, from Kfar Chabad, Israel. Behind me, as you can see, is 770, but not 770 Eastern Parkway, 770 Kfar Chabad, Israel. In Israel, they built an identical replica of 770, the Rebbe's home and synagogue in Brooklyn. Now, you may wonder, why would they build a replica of the Rebbe's home? And that is to remain connected to the Rebbe and his message. And what was the overriding message of the Rebbe? Unconditional love for every single Jew. This week's Torah portion says, Atem nitzavim, you're all standing together. Your entire nation, from your leaders all the way to the wood choppers and the water carriers. And the Rebbe's message was, let's build communities that are inclusive, that incorporate every single Jew, and never make a distinction between one Jew and another. Recognize that we're all one organism, one entity, and just like every limb of the body is dependent on every other limb and cannot exist without it, so too the Jewish nation must be integrated as one organic entity that allows each member of the Jewish community to be able to be connected and be able to strengthen every other part of the Jewish body. But the Rebbe's message was deeper than that. The Rebbe's message said that we're one entity. What does that mean? That every individual is like the entire community. We shouldn't just think of community in terms of, well, we need many different members of the community. We need leaders, just like you need a head and you need legs, so you need wood choppers and water carriers. But recognize that every person is a world unto themselves. And the Rebbe's unconditional love for every Jew was expressed for every person as an individual, because each individual is equivalent to the entire community. When you're in Israel, you feel that unity, that oneness of the Jewish nation. Last night we had the merit to pray at the Western Wall for Slichot, the opening prayers. Tens of thousands of Jews flooded the Kotel Plaza and in one voice cried out to God with prayers for a good, sweet new year, not just for themselves, but for the entire Jewish nation. Tonight we're going to our third wedding. Something that you see in Israel at every wedding is that they say a prayer for the soldiers and for the hostages under the chuppah. I've never been to a wedding in America. We are under the wedding ceremony. They said a prayer for the soldiers of the U.S. Army. But in Israel, they feel the connection and the bond between every single Jew, and at every wedding, they pray for the protection of the soldiers. This is the message of 770. This is the message of this week's Torah portion. We're all one. But not only are we all one, but every one of us is a world unto themselves. We had a beautiful experience on Thursday morning when we had the bar mitzvah of our son. And the photographer was a nice religious Jew. And after he finished taking pictures of the bar mitzvah in the evening, he came to the Torah dedication and the barbecue. And then he said, what are your plans for Shabbat? Where are you eating? And sure enough, Shabbat lunch, Dini and I were sitting at his Shabbat table with Yehuda Tzvi and with Yossi Dworkin and Eli Dworkin. He invited many, many guests, 8 guests from the bar mitzvah celebration to come join him on Shabbat. Then I said to myself, where else but in Israel can you hire a photographer for your son's bar mitzvah, and you meet them for the first time on Thursday, and by Shabbat you're having lunch at their Shabbat table? You know why? Because the photographer is not your photographer. He's your brother, and his wife is your sister, and we're all mishpacha. And coming to Israel is getting to know your extended family. Have a wonderful day.